Hello everyone, it's Caribbean E and Tina.
Hello.
Welcome to the channel.
Yes.
Hope everybody's just having a wonderful, outstanding day, and that you're in the best of health, and that you're safe, and that you're being smart, that you're in quarantine like we are, having fun, enjoying life.
Yes.
In the Caribbean.
Doing what the government suggests, not because the government suggested it, but because you're being a decent human.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So what do you want to talk about today?
So today we're talking about steps to take in order to retire in the midst of financial difficulties.
Yes. Because we know right now, I know that's what's going through a lot of people's heads, our kids' heads, everything. You're thinking finances. And what is financial difficulty? Well, it can come in the form of an unexpected death.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. Unexpected death, a divorce.
Yeah, that's your favorite one.
Yeah, especially a divorce.
We know that.
The divorce can clean you out.
It does. Clean me out. Poor planning, which I also say I kind of feel is generational, because sometimes people just weren't taught to plan well for the future. And then overspending.
Overspending, going over the limit, living beyond your means.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah. Keeping up with the Joneses.
And bad investments.
Yes.
Very bad investments that go sour, that leave you broke.
Yes.
Okay, so these are some of the things that we want to address today and talk to you about, because I'm going to tell you something. I tell you this all the time on the channel. Everything that shines ain't gold.
Yes. And we are a living testament. We did literally all 5 of these things.
Right. We did all 5 of these steps.
It was hard. It was long. It wasn't overnight, but we did it because we will tell you, we weren't good financial planners, because divorce happened, life happened, bad investments happened. And with that mounted on poor planning, it led to us looking at you and saying, your body's not going to hold up forever. I want to live a good life. You want to retire. We want to retire well. What do we need to do as a couple? Because teamwork makes
the dream work.
Yes. So this is what we can only tell you what we did. Hope these helpful hints help you.
And listen real carefully, because this information is going to bless you.
Yes.
Number 1 is
downsizing. Whether it be from your home, a large home means large bills.
Big time, big time, big time.
When you have that big mortgage and you have that big square footage, what do you have?
You have big utility bills, especially if you're living in Vegas and you're trying to keep that baby cool when it's 118 degrees outside. It will come back and it will nip you in the bud when the power company get done with you.
Yes. And then cars. Maybe downsizing to a less expensive car as far as a car note or insurance. Gas, maintenance. A lot of times, especially, I yell at my kids about this, they want the big expensive cars, but they don't realize everything that comes with it.
Right. And the maintenance and everything else that go along. Also, when you have to register it. Because I don't know about you guys, what state you live in, but DMV and Las Vegas will eat you alive when you get ready to go and get your car registered. When I say eat you alive, I mean it'll take a big chunk out of your hind part. You leave, you'll have to go have surgery, cosmetic surgery, get you another hind part, because they will eat you alive. Now, because they don't have state taxes, they have fees, so they will feed you to death. Okay, on these things. There's something to be mindful of for.
Yeah, you just want to make sure that when you're thinking about retirement, that it kind of gives you new glasses, a new outlook. You're looking at life differently, and sometimes what you're spending your money on needs to be looked at as well. So downsizing, number 1 thing on our list.
Right, downsizing. And number 2 is
budgeting. I know it's a nasty word. It's the B word. No one wants to do it. No one wants to stick to it. No one wants to be held accountable for it. But budget, budget, budget. Does it mean you don't have a life? Of course not.
Of course not.
We used to do everything. We would take vacations.
Take vacations. We look at the specials. We find specials. Booking.com.
Yep.
Okay.
Different websites. I would spend hours doing all the legwork that we needed to do because I wanted us to be able to still do things.
Right, absolutely.
Like you wanted to go out every now and then, date night.
Right,
He was
absolutely.
like, I will not give on date night. We need to go out, we need to do something. I don't care if
Right.
it's a happy hour or whatever, I want to do something with you. So I was like, okay, cool, because there's Groupon
Right.
and there's Living Social, and I know you guys seen the commercials and it's become real famous and everything now. But you know what? In the end, it saves you money. It really does, and it still affords you the chance to go out and to have a good time.
Right.
So things like that, exercising at home. Stop
Right.
paying for the gym.
Right, absolutely, absolutely. That's a lot of money. Because, you know, sometimes you get caught up with work and you miss gym, but these still payments are still coming out.
You got that.
Okay, so you're still paying for it. So,
Trim the fat.
trim the fat. Cut the fat, trim the fat, whatever you got to do, okay, to get to the bottom line.
And one of the biggest ways, and it's probably the most overlooked way, eat at home. Don't eat out as much. I was reading a couple articles that said the average American spends over $2,000 a year on eating out. And then when you think that, like us, empty nesters, it would be less
Right.
because now you don't have the kids that you're paying for, you're actually eating out more.
Right.
So you're actually spending more there where you didn't before because you were home cooking and eating as a family. I know we were.
Right, absolutely.
And then when the kids
absolutely.
left, we kind of got a little frivolous. And then I said, well, we need to reel this back in. We need to plan meals. I have a tendency of overcooking, but then I know how to use that for different meals so you don't feel like you're eating the same thing 2 or 3 times in a row. I'm great for making, like, I'll make arroz con habichuela. Well, I'll make rice and beans, and then if we eat that, the rice that's left over, I'll make fried rice the next day, throw a little shrimp in there, he's happy. You know, there's ways to budget. So that's number 2, budget, budget, budget.
And number 3 is
Your favorite thing.
thinking outside of the box.
Yes, it is. Look at us. That's exactly what it is. It's living abroad. It means bringing that money from the U.S. into another country where the conversion rate is to your advantage.
Right.
And is stronger for you so you can get more.
Buck, money, power for your buck.
Bang.
More bang for the buck.
Yeah, that's what you always say. He always
Right.
says, I don't know why he didn't say it, but he literally, bang
More
for the
bang
buck,
for the
bang for
buck.
the buck. I'm like, all right, calm down, I get it. Yes, so number 3, you really, sometimes you just gotta think outside of the box.
And number 4 is
Yes, plan for healthcare costs.
right.
I don't know about you, but none of us are getting any younger. We are aging. And our bodies are just naturally breaking down. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it.
Right.
So plan for those healthcare costs. I know in the U.S., of course, you have to have medical
You have to
coverage.
have medical coverage. That's right. Because if not, when tax time comes, they're gonna remind you you're supposed to have medical coverage.
But sometimes when you're thinking outside the box,
Outside the box.
other countries don't need for you to have healthcare coverage. But you do need to say if you don't want to have healthcare coverage, A, can I afford if something happens? B, can I afford if there's an emergency? Or C, do I want to just get healthcare there? We were blessed because we found healthcare there, and it was a lot cheaper here than in the U.S. You save thousands.
Thousands, and I'm happy about it.
Yeah. And then planning for healthcare also, because I'm looking down at my notes, also includes when you're looking at the area you want to live in. So when we were looking in Dominican Republic, we said, well, first thing out of his mouth was, oh, I want to live by a beach. And I'm like, that's nice in theory, but being more centrally located and being in the city that has one of the best hospitals is more important.
Right, absolutely.
Because God forbid anything were to happen to you and it's an emergency.
Right.
I want both of us to get the best care.
Right, absolutely.
That's a number 1.
Absolutely.
So that also should be part of your decision making when deciding where and when to retire.
Right.
Healthcare costs.
Absolutely. And also the other entities. When living in a city that has conveniences, walking distance, everything is close by.
Yeah.
You can go get your business handled in one day, preserve and make, versus making a 3-hour trip from the north to the south to get what you need,
True.
and then turn around and go back home and
Yeah.
get your items.
And all that walking keeps you healthy. Because that's
Absolutely.
another thing. You got to
Absolutely.
stay healthy.
Absolutely, you have to. You have to.
So keeping healthy, exercising, taking your vitamins, in the long run, it will keep your healthcare costs down because it's helped
Sure
with
will.
you. You've
That's
taken
right.
lots of
That's
pills when
right.
I first met
That's
you.
right. That's right. Absolutely. Because some healthcare issues is self-afflicted. Okay? Some of that stuff we bring on ourselves, eating the wrong foods, all that loaded sodium, and all that other kind of crap that we eat. And you control your life. You control what you put in your mouth.
Yes.
And you control how you're going to live. Okay? So just open up that book, read that book,
Yes.
do some research, do things different, do things better.
Yes.
Okay? And I guarantee you, it'll make your life a whole lot better. Number 5 is
Yes. Always keep track of your Social Security. That does not fall on the government when you turn 66 and a half to do. You should always be on the ssa.gov site. You should be checking to see where your Social Security is heading so that you know ahead of time. The reason I say that is most people cannot wait to turn 66 and a half to get what they think they are owed, what you are, but the payment from the government. Here's the catch, and if you go on the website, you will see this for yourself. If you wait just until you turn 67, and literally that is 6 months, you don't get 100%, you get 104% back. Look at the difference in the amount of payout. Then, if you could, because you've budgeted well, you've done everything on the list like
Right.
you have,
Absolutely.
wait until you're 70
Wait till
like
you're
we
70.
plan on doing. If you wait until you're 70, you would get 128%. So, for example, if you were supposed to get 900, but then you got 1,000 because you waited, and I'm only using that for an example, a quick math example because it's simple. That $100 a month, you may say, oh no, I don't care about it. But in 12 months, you are now talking $1,200. If you're talking 10 years, you are now talking $12,000. Why do you want to give more money to the government? I say take and get every penny.
every penny, every dime.
So I have told him, and we've sat and had this talk where we said, you know what? We need to budget well, we need to do this, we need to do that, and Social Security needs to be put on the back burner for as long as possible. Now, after 70, you don't get any additional money. So
Right.
at 70, get your money.
Right.
But if you can really wait till that's 70, it
Or
will
at
make,
69 and a half.
do the math, it will make a ton of difference. And if you look down the site, they will give you the different price breakdown. And you will be shook.
You'll be shocked. You'll be
Because
amazed.
remember, times that by 12 and then times that by a gazillion years, because I don't know, but I don't plan on losing you at 70, 80, 90. I'm telling, and I'm not even exaggerating. His family just has a tendency to live very long, and he's a very healthy person, and he takes care of himself.
Absolutely.
So I'm thinking, shoot, even if you live till 90, look at that 20 years and look at the difference if I take it now and then if I lay back and waited for 2.5 years. And I'm telling you, you'll be shook. Go on ssa.gov. But you still need, at 65, to make sure that you go on and you sign up for Medicare.
Right.
Because you're owed that, you will get that. You don't want to delay that because I hear there's issues if you try to delay and charges. So make sure at 65 that you're definitely signing up for your Medicare. Okay, so then you'll at least have that if you go into the States.
Right.
But make sure you sign up for your Medicare, but you may want to look at that and delay Social Security payments.
Absolutely.
So that's my 5 tips.
And I know some people that really, really on hard times, I know they have to take the Social Security early, and they gotta just go ahead and bite the bullet and go ahead and do it. But I'm telling you,
Yeah.
by all means, if you can delay that, it will be a great
I would
benefit for
budget
you.
and downsize
and
before I do that.
budget and downsize it.
Yeah.
Have some other stuff going for your life where you don't need it, and then
Yeah.
it's time to get it. You'll see you can sit back, relax, and comfort, and enjoy the fruits of your labor all those years, and not give it to Uncle Sam.
Amen. Because they took enough. I mean, I just heard today that tax season's going to be delayed. You don't have to do it until my birthday, July 15th. I always said it was the blessed day, but he's doing Con Air, but anyway. But still, you know what? Keep your coins. They're going to take enough on that tax time. I'm just saying. They always do.
So, in the meantime, between the time, Remember, life is to be enjoyed. Hit that subscription.
Hit that
notification.
subscription.
Caribbean E.
Thank you to all the patrons. Thank you to everyone. Thank you for watching. We love you guys.
And we'll see you on the next video. Peace.